What's up everyone, Fast Eddie here, and this is the 3 skills to practice on every single ride. Number 1 is your vision. So let's say you're going through this left-handed corner. So as you're approaching the corner, before you even get to the corner, you're scanning and looking where you're going to be. As you go 10 more feet, your eyes go 10 more feet. So about 80% of your vision is looking through. Then maybe you could dart maybe 20% of your vision looking at the ground, make sure everything is good, nothing's jumping out at you. You go another 10 feet, eyes look 10 more feet. You always want your eyes and your brain and your judgment looking really far ahead, so just in case there's something you have to deal with, you have more time to think about it before your physical body and bike get there. So keep on looking ahead, and you could do this going through a corner, you're going through an intersection here, you're scanning, looking both directions. Say you have the green light and you're going this way. Well, just because you have the green light, always make sure these cars are stopped on either side. There's been a couple times now where I had the green light, but I slowed down, I covered the controls, and I'm waiting for stupid to pull out in front of me. Sure enough, first I look left, because this car is closest to me. I look left, and this is all good, and these cars are stopped. And I started going a little bit, slowing down. I look right, this car, I was like, there's no way this guy's gonna stop. And sure enough, just blew right through the damn red light. I didn't have to slam on the brakes, I didn't have to do anything. I just slowed down a little bit, they went right through, and I just kept on going, accelerated out of the way. So be prepared, always keep your vision in front of your bike. What's going on? What could happen? Always predict a car is going to do something stupid. Just don't be surprised on the motorcycle, and that comes 100% from your vision and your judgment. What are you thinking about? And this is, of course, always in front of you, but I recommend looking in your mirrors and checking behind you probably every 3 to 4 seconds. Second skill you can practice all the time is being smooth. And what that means is very slow, intentional, precise movements on the controls. Every time you roll on the throttle, I don't care if you're just going around the block, that's all you do. You can practice being smooth. Very, very slowly on the throttle. And then you're coming up to a stop sign, don't just chop the throttle, or the light turns yellow, chop the throttle, get on the brakes really hard. Like whenever you see a motorcycle rider come to a stop, you see them get on the brakes very hard, the suspension collapses and they kind of bounce back up. Be very, very slowly on the brakes, and as you're about to stop, maybe start to ease off the brakes a little bit so the suspension isn't bouncing. All the time you can practice being smooth on the throttle and on the brakes. What you want is both controls, throttle and brakes, to be very slowly as you apply the gas, apply the brakes, and just as slowly and smoothly going off the throttle, off the brakes. What you don't want to do is be like the heartbeat throttle. And you're just going up and down, up and down, up and down. This is very jabby, non-precise, very fast, twitchy. I see this happen all the time. Riders are very, very twitchy with their controls, and they're not being smooth. They're upsetting the suspension, etc., etc. Try to be a nice, slow, rolling hill on your controls, even the clutch. Downshifting, your timing of it all. If you release the clutch too fast, you pull it in too early, rev the engine too much. You could always practice being smooth no matter what you're doing on the motorcycle. And the last thing you can practice on every single ride is practicing your line selection. So let's say you're going through this left-handed corner, and it's an open corner. There's not a mountain here or a bush or a house, or there's nothing there, and there's no traffic. Well then, by all means, use every portion of the lane that you can to make a straight line as possible. So you start on the outside, and you dip it into the inside as close as you can, and then you go back out to the outside. The only time you could actually do this and get really close to the yellow line and have it be smart is if it's an open corner and there's no oncoming traffic. So obviously, if it's a blind corner and there is traffic, well, the better choice is outside, middle, outside. You start on the outside, that's always a given. Then you just go towards the middle of the lane, and then you could drift back out to the outside as you accelerate out of the corner. So if there's a truck right there, if you put a truck right here, of course you don't want to be that close to the yellow line, and there's a truck right there with the mirrors. Or if there is no traffic and there's a blind corner, well, you might come around the corner, now there is a bus coming. You don't want to be too close. If you ever have to adjust your lane position in the middle of the lane, like swerve out of the way, well, you're obviously too close to it. The only time to use outside, inside, outside that actually makes sense, if it's an open corner and there's no oncoming traffic, then yes, use every bit of the lane you have available to you. Otherwise, the smarter choice is outside, middle, outside. And I just realized right there, I forgot to put the 3, so that's number 3. So anything else that you practice on every single ride, comment below. Don't forget to subscribe and check out MotoJitsu.com. You can get my books, my t-shirts, ways to support me, etc., etc. Thank you guys so much, and I'll see you next time.